Welcome to Our Energy Matters with Anthony Manna and Dena Marie. Aloha.
Aloha to you too. Episode number 86. Whatever that might mean to people is that we've been meeting for 86 times, and what we do is to talk to each other about our journeys through life. And it started several years ago with Dena Marie had me on her radio show to talk to me about my children's book, Loukas and the Game of Chance. And I learned that she also had a book out. When I looked for it, I found it on God knows where, in thrift books. Yeah, I found it in thrift books. And so it's become a real opening to a spirit world for me. And so each week, before we do our Zoom presentation, I go through the book. I go and I look for ways in which it's helping me survive. This is episode 86. I say a guten Tag, which is good day to our Luxembourgian listeners and viewers. And the title of today is The Rewards of Being Divinely Connected. But then, while doing this, I found my way. All of a sudden, it was like it all opened up as the divine imagination, which I would like to get to somewhere in this presentation with you, in this writing. So our episodes of Our Energy Matters, in our episodes, we explore the practices and poetics of physical, mental, and spiritual self-care. That's so important to me now, revealed through Dena Marie's intuitive soul search discoveries and prescriptions for living a blessed life. A life anointed by well-being, self-love, there we go, healthful connections with others, and an enlightened and balanced body, mind, spirit, energy. So, Dena Marie, I want you to hear me out. And I'm calling you a spirit whisperer.
Oh, good. I like it.
Your book is becoming a gentle voice summoning me, as would a pilgrim journeying through life, to verse myself in the language of the soul, holding close to my heart, mind, spirit, consciousness. Your empowering practices of building resilience and spiritual mindfulness in daily living with myself and with others, within my orbit and beyond my orbit, always for the grace of living here and now, awakened to the joy and pleasure of the qualities and experiences of an enriched, happy, loving life. Oh yes, all that you, a spirit mentor, dreamer, guide, draw on to heal clients, wanderers, and yes, pilgrims like me, is predicated, or I should say, predicted in the three titles of your book. Here goes. Number one, Our Energy Matters. Energy. Which energy? I asked when I first set out on my pilgrimage, wondering what she meant by energy. Title 2, The Art of Crystal Reading. Reading crystals? I wondered, furrowing my brow before my understanding and hallelujah conversion burnished by my sensitivity. And 3, how to manifest your heartfelt intentions. Oh yes. Yes. Lead me to expressions of my intentions to clarify, because that's what it's been doing for me, the very reasons for my presence of mind and heart. Lady Grace, did you once tell me intentions are prayers?
Yes, indeed. But some people, I had a friend who did not like the word prayer. So I came up with him setting his intentions. It worked.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect parallel, I think, because whenever as I did just recently in a meditation this morning, when I thought about my intention for the day, it seemed like I was moving beyond myself into a prayerful mode to ask for something, for a blessing.
Well, and ask for yourself. Where before, when we were praying, remember, we couldn't pray for ourselves. We prayed for other people. So intentions are actually the only thing you have control over is you and your energy. I don't have control over my family or friends or even the world, but I can send love and light. So that's what I do.
That's what you do. And it's like, yes, or, so often, yes, it's like, damn, why can't I have control over this or that or this, and it's just each time it's a slippery slope and down you go. And now mentor, dreamer, spirit uplifter, your loud and clear trumpet call to your clients, seekers, readers, pilgrims is an invitation to decode. That was a hard word to come up with. I couldn't think that. Decode the inner realm of the soul where our divine presence resides. Oh boy, see, this is, you say, it's like you're crying out, wake up. Acknowledge your blessed longing to connect with the divine. Give yourself over to the comforting divine presence in your soul and your divine imagination. And I thought, divine imagination, I'm curious. How do I, or any of us for that predictable matter, know that somewhere in our wakeful consciousness that we are waking to this divine imagination? How do we know that?
I have to mention, so I had an ex-husband who didn't want me to leave the house. So I had kids and I would always entertain myself with these new age books, right? And then I'd practice with the children, whatever. They were my best friends. And I was watching other children. But at nap time, I would meditate. So I'd put them all down and I'd have at least an hour. So I'd meditate for a half hour and then I would write. And maybe 5 years into it, I started to get in touch with the divine imagination. And how do I know? Because it was like watching a movie. It wasn't me thinking, oh, this is stupid or this is dumb or blah, blah, blah. It was me not talking and having a movie play inside my mind and watch it. And it would give me insight. I love that word, insight about what was going on in my life or why I attracted these people. It started becoming past lives. It became such like an addiction, actually. And I would get done and I would write it all down. And that's how my divine imagination got, now I know what it is. And so when I had you on my show, I enjoyed your company so much. I was taking a walk maybe the next day and the voice, the divine, showed me a picture of me having a conversation with you on the phone. It wasn't me thinking about calling you. It was them giving me, gosh, an aha moment, right? A gift from above.
Yeah, and an image, in a sense, an image. And so that's where imagination takes place, because it's like me as a writer. If I don't have that ability to imagine, then I'm sunk.
When you're almost, if you're really in the zone, you're probably channeling the divine imagination. And with my book, the back of it, everyone said I needed a cheat sheet. I didn't know what that was. And so it's usually when I'm exercising, though. When I'm exercising, I call that my meditation, because there's like 20 minutes into it. I quit thinking, I look up and magic happens. So again, I exercise every day. I said to get my head on straight. If I have to make a decision about something that's bothering me, I go take a walk, right? And then the light goes on and I'm inspired, but I have direction.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And you say, you at one point in your book, you talk about in spirit, so it's like inspired in spirit, and I think that's where the divine imagination also resides, is in that spirit.
And it's your throat chakra, your brow chakra, your crown chakra. So this is where you get all that inspiration. Look how small your head is compared to the rest. So you don't move the rest until this is tuned up, and it's like a channel. You're on the channel, you're on the right channel, you're watching the right things. And then you physically get into your heart chakra, which is manifesting your heartfelt intentions into the physical world, which is your lower chakras, which is me getting on the dance floor, taking your hand, twirling you around and us dancing. And then when it's done, that's the physical form. But it was an idea, because we were divine imagination or inspiration, said, grab Anthony's hand and get out there.
Yeah, and dance. Yeah. right, and relate and grow a relationship, kind of like, be as a risk, really. Not well, it was hardly a risk for us because we kind of already knew that we wanted to talk to one another. But I mean, sometimes it is a risk because you don't know what's going to happen in the process of trying to relate to someone.
And it felt good, just like your shirt is represents us a little bit, because who knew that we were so enamored with dancing? We had so much in common, and we were both kind of like the life of the party, and maybe people around us didn't like us sometimes because we were
Yeah,
just too much fun.
right.
Usually our spouses, they would drag us home going,
Yeah,
that's enough of that.
exactly. Oh, that was so funny that you know that. In Our Energy Matters, you wrote prophetically, by being consciously connected to our higher selves, each of us can become aware of the divine plan and express it in our individual ways. So I say your revelations about sacredness reached further across time and space when you wrote, and I'm quoting you here, we are the creators of our own, and I love this quotation, we are the creators of our own reality. We are spiritual beings living in the physical world. Isn't that a reversal of way of usually of the way the way I was taught growing up was that we are spiritual beings living in, no, we are in the physical world and the spiritual being is heaven, you know.
And you die, and that's where you go. You
And that's,
can't manifest
yeah,
heaven here. You die and go there.
yeah, exactly. Or go through purgatory for a long, long time before you, jeez.
See your third eye is like, I don't even want to see that picture. It makes no
No,
sense to
thank you,
me.
no, thank you, because it was always a horrible thing to consider.
Yeah.
This is precise. You say this is precisely the reason our intentions are so important. They are truly our thoughts, prayers, you put in parens, waiting to manifest into the physical world. So tell me, how do you, as a determined and loving healer, connect your seekers, your pilgrims, with their spiritual being, their spiritual self?
So if I see, like, they'll pull their chakra rocks, and if they're missing this one or this one, I'll say, give me 5 things you're thankful for. And they'll write it down on a piece of paper. And then I'll say 5 intentions. And if they're shaking their head and they don't know their intentions, they can't think of anything they're thankful for, I'll say, if you had all the money in the world and you had no time restrictions, what would you do? And they'll go like this. Oh God, I'd go to Italy and I would do this and I would do that. And that's how they get up here again. But normally they've been told they can't have this, they're unworthy. So they usually don't even try to look up. They want to look down and shake their head because they're depressed and they feel a lack of empowerment in their life. So just saying, if you had, or what did you used to do as a kid? What did you love to do as a child?
Yeah.
And you'll get a man looking up going, I used to play guitar. That's why I have so many artists and musicians, because I'm like, I used to paint. I used to do this. I said, well, then pick up your guitar again. Go play piano. And then they'll write me back going, my whole life shifted because I picked up my guitar and played a song from when I was 15.
Yeah.
That's how easy it is.
Right. And that connects with the spirit. That connects with the vitality, really, that we're born with, that sometimes we forget.
That's why art and music and literature is so important for our children, to keep it in the schools and make it free and make sure they do it every day. But
yeah.
they'll think for themselves though. And you don't want kids who think for themselves, right?
Woo! Big political issue right now in this country. It really is.
So
yeah, I mean, we have to nurture. That's and to me, it's like, and I was writing about this because I'm going to a conference where I'm going to have to talk about this very thing. And I was saying that what we need to do is not so much read to our children, but participate with them in that experience. And if it means getting up and walking and dancing and moving and clapping. And that's why I loved when I was at the academy. What was that? The academy, a university. I used to teach it. That's right, university. I taught my courses in I don't know, drama for the teacher. And we all semester we practiced ways of participating with children in their lives. And it was so. I loved teaching that course because it was so so many people came alive about themselves as being in connection with their kids in a completely different way.
And do you see what we have in common? We have so much in common. I used to mentor kids, get them up for karaoke, then get them an instrument, take them to dance class, take them to cooking class. And these kids are thriving. This is 15 years later. And that's, you and I have so much in common.
Yeah, well, but I think we understand. I mean, especially because when I started understanding what you mean by energy, then I realized why we have so much in common, because I think that it's not something I have control over. It's out there, and we have to it's kind of like drawing us in and saying, use me, take me, listen to me, and then also the other thing that's so powerful about this is you talk very openly, and again, it's the back cover also, about blockages of why the heart is blocked, why the solar plexus is blocked, and then the manifestations of what you can do to unblock it,
Well, and for you and I, it's dancing. And I don't even want to say imagine, but could you, no, I don't want to say imagine. No, I have to say it. Can you imagine a life without dance? Who would we be? Who would we be without all those times we got on the floor and danced?
Oh my gosh. No, I always knew that, it was a little bit difficult to manifest that in my life because I was a male and all this other stuff, and I was supposed to be a boxer. I was supposed to be on a football team, all that stuff. And yet, especially when I went to live in Greece, because we would be at a restaurant having dinner, and all of a sudden music would come on and they would get up, right? And it wasn't like live music, it was on the radio or something, I don't know. And we would all get up and start dancing around the restaurant. And I thought, oh my God, these people know where their chakras are.
How many times I hear music and there's no dancing, I start moving tables and I'm grabbing people and they're like, you can't dance in this restaurant. And I'm like, grab their hand, twirl them around, right?
Yeah, right. I remember. And also, I was in Albania. Listen to this. I was in Albania with these teachers, and we were doing these workshops, in Albania, and it was just so absolutely fabulous because they would say, let's go to a pizzeria. So we would go to the pizzeria, and darn, wouldn't we get up and start dancing? And the owner would say, look, I have to lock up because they can't come in here now. So we took over. We were just, and they would go, Antoni Manna, dance, dance, dance. And it was like, yes, please, please, thank you.
Oh, my favorite was with Elvis, the impersonator.
Oh,
We were supposed to watch, but I got him up dancing. He poked me in the eye with his lapel.
oh no.
But he gave me his little, that thing he wears, and he gives it to women.
Yeah.
So he gave it to me, and there was one woman, she is so mad because I moved her table or something. And at the end, I put it around her neck, and she was like my best friend. So dancing. I love dancing.
Dancing, dancing, dancing. Let's keep dancing.
Yes.
We must end episode 86 with an insight about risks and risk taking. To love is to risk. And what do you think?
You know what? I'm going to say it. I adore you. And it was a risk for me to pick up the phone, right? And talk to a stranger and say, let's do chakra talk. Never. But if you could just hear us just laugh, I love that about you. And it's just been such a blessing. And my heart is full. So rejection is a thing. And you could have rejected me, but look how full our hearts are with our conversations. And it was a risk. I mean, most people aren't going to listen to their inner voice and jump on the dance floor or call a stranger or walk into some place and ask for a job. I mean, they're afraid.
Yeah, no, I think that's precisely. I mean, we're so afraid sometimes of not being loved in return, or being rejected, etc. But we're a prime example of where that didn't happen. And it's so, and your show. So I say here now, if you want to move closer to Dena Marie's wisdom, then listen to her weekly radio show, appropriately named Lift Your Spirits, on 11:50 a.m. KKNW on Friday mornings on the West Coast. if you go to her website, dena-marie.com, you'll find out a lot about the radio show, and you'll also find out about who appears there, as I have done a few times, and also just so many interesting people. And you say that, and also you talk about interesting places in your environment, which I think is also really nice to draw attention to the energy that lives around you. So you'll have to go to her Facebook page too, Dena Marie, because she takes pictures of the island she lives on, and it's so soothing. It's like, I think you should start selling them and say,
two of them went viral in the last 2 days. I don't know what happened, but thousands and thousands and thousands of people like Dena, like you follow me. I'm like, I don't know. Someone must have shared it. That's all I can think.
Whatever. No, but I mean, they're so beautiful and so soothing, because you do so much to capture the simplicity and the profundity of that particular environment on the West Coast. For my website, for an interview with Dena Marie, go to my website, which is anthonymannabooks.com. You go to the section called Podbean Podcast, and you'll see an interview. I still go back and look at that interview, because I asked you where it all began. Why are you doing this? Where is where is this leading you? And then folks, also one of the things about my website is that it's a treasure trove. That's the way I felt about it when I created it with my book marketer, and Rick Light, because he gave me the permission to really express myself, in terms of what I believe about children, about teens, about tweens, about new adults, and how, if they connect with reading and writing, if they connect with the word, they're going to find out a lot about themselves, and they're going to see the world around them. And so what could be more beautiful than that? Oh, go.
And you get to go on an adventure this Friday, and I'm so excited. We'll talk about that maybe next week.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be a Veep.
VIP.
I'm going to be a Veep. Okay, talk to you soon. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Aloha.
Aloha.